Today I'm starting on the driver's side, seat and the carpet. Now the cushioning itself, now this is kind of fragile, the leather, because of all the damages here, but nonetheless I managed to get it as clean as I could. Yeah, this cushioning is going to go onto the passenger side seat, and passenger side bottom cushioning will go onto the driver's side, so that way the life will be prolonged for this cushioning. I'm not about fixing the leather here. Driver's passenger side is not used often, so I'm just gonna let it be. Right now it's in the sun, drying up after a bunch of cleaning, and that's the best I could do with it. The back cushioning, the leather should be finished today, so hopefully it will come in. Now the seat and the carpet. So seat is gonna be removed now. Just gonna take a look at the condition before, and then we'll make another video when it's gonna be done. So of course we have the high traffic area marks here, and that is, yes, that's the way it is. And the carpet itself is pretty messed up, especially up front there and above. Yes, you don't see it, but all that dirt is bad because you're just gonna transfer it over the new carpet, I mean clean carpet, so that has to be cleaned up. And this area obviously will get vacuumed. The seat will get removed right now. I repaired the rear adjustment, the rear portion, but I'm not going to pressure wash it, I think, because there's a lot of work and it's not really as horrible as the other side used to be. So I think I'm going to just steam it and brush it. That's the idea. That's what I'm thinking of doing. So yep, we'll move on. So like these, the leather here, a vinyl rather, and all of that. Before I take the carpet out, I'm going to clean up pedals, and then we'll move on. All right. Hopefully next video will be of a clean carpet. Okay, so the carpet has been removed and vacuumed. I'm just gonna steam this area. I'm not going to pressure wash or anything. I was gonna do it on the other side, but I decided not to, so I'm not going to do it here. I'm just gonna steam it all around, and that's it. Just quickly went over pedals. This one can use a little more work. I steamed this area here, this panel here a little bit. It looks already good, but discoloration there's not much I can do about it. I'm not repainting it, no point. Okay, so here there is some residue from hydraulic fluid, and that's because front cylinders were leaking and fluid traveled to the rear of the vehicle here. So I'm going to wipe it, and I'm not going to do much about it. Just gonna wipe it down, and that's it. Carpet situation, just laid it down here because again the hydraulic fluid soaked up into the foam. It's a standard kind of thing. All of these cars, they start leaking hydraulics, and then eventually it will go into the floor, it'll get into the floor, and it's gonna soak into the carpet. But the good news is it usually soaks into the foam, but it doesn't transfer through the actual carpet, so it doesn't start to stain the carpet from underneath, it just doesn't travel through, so that's a good thing. So whatever's on the foam is on the foam. Back area here, as you can see, much worse. I'm going to run pressure washer on it in the rear section at least, so let the pressure washer try to dislodge as much hydraulic fluid as possible. This one I'm soaking the fluid into the rag, so I'm not gonna hit it there, just that very rear section, and the rest of the carpet is obviously to be washed, but obviously on the other side. This is the underneath of the carpet. It still hasn't done anything with the seat, but that's what we have. I'll just steam this real quick, so the residue here, like some dirt That one is okay. The entry panel here, I just ran it once. High traffic area, as you can see, still has a stain to it because it's a very stubborn one. They always are very stubborn. So I'm just drying it up right now. It's still a little bit wet. So as you can see on my fingers, some wetness. So it dries on the sun right now. And once it's, well, if you go this way, it's less visible, but I like to go that way. So try to get the stain as much as possible. Try to get it out as much as possible. So obviously I'm going to do it twice. And it should do, because it's already showing a little bit of cleanness in this area. So again, pre-treat, scrubbing, same on at the end of the panel, same thing. So the plastic itself, yes, I haven't done anything aggressive on it yet because the scuffs and marks, but you know, given the car is 29 years old, I mean, of course there will be some. So that panel is also to be done, but carpets first, because carpet is going to take some time to dry, and therefore while it's drying I'm going to work on this panel. And carpet is going to be done next, because like I said, let it dry, then I'm going to work on the floor, I'm going to work on this panel, just to be as efficient as you can be. There's lots of work on this car, lots and lots. It's just mostly, this is not something that I do usually, but this car needed it. It's just the way it is. All right, I'll continue working. All right, so it's coming to the end of the day. I have to finish up with the carpet at least, because this was quite some work here too. So I actually had to use the hose and just wash it all away. And yeah, so because of all the water that was here, I had to blow it out and use the wet vac to evacuate the water, and waited to dry up the area, because I don't want to put the carpet and trap the water under. So that is that. Now what is this? Okay, nothing. All right, so just gonna put the carpet back in, because you see like the droplet right here, right? So it's traveling, it's going somewhere. Okay, it's going somewhere, but before I do put the carpet, I'm gonna vacuum real quick from all the tree and put the carpet back in. All right, carpet's back in place. It's still drying up. This is how it turned out. Now there are some stains that I could not for the life of me to get rid of. I assume that there are some sort of commercial grade cleaners that can take some stains out, but I'm afraid of discoloration, so I'm using very mild cleaners. But it's still gonna be pretty nice, because here you got the floor mat, so you're not gonna see anything from here over. The brake pedal area, as you can see, it was stepped on so many times. Same for this tiny little area to the left. That's where your left foot rests. That was stepped over so many times. It's just, well, again, the car is not new. The stains here, that was some sort of a spill, and I got them out as good as I can. It's barely visible, and again, I'm already starting to go too harsh, and I stopped, because when you go on too harsh, you will start having these kind of runs, and you know, like the white marks. That's when you really go hard. Therefore I stopped. It's just like too much already. I had to wash it 4 times. Stains down here, now these are going to be covered by the seat. You're never going to see those. Obviously nothing to see here, because the module lives here. The seat is going to cover basically everything from here over, so that's no big deal really. Same here, seat is going to cover everything here. So nonetheless, carpet needed to be washed, and so we don't ever get back here in this area again for many years to come. Cylinders aren't leaking hydraulic anymore, and the tree sap is still coming. The seats. Well, anyway, again, of course, at the end I'm going to actually vacuum the car and just treat the leather with leather cleaner, conditioner, and all that good stuff. Right now, I'm going to put the panel on, not the panel, the controller. This one, the seat control module. Somebody stripped the bolt on this side. That was stripped when I got there. So this is going to be just zip tied. This bolt is still good, so the module will be fine. The kick panel, also same situation, was stepped on so many times, and you can see a little bit of discoloration, but this panel is down under, so you never really see it. This is more important because this is visible right in front of you. So this one I cleaned up twice just to have a nice finish, so it looks good. High traffic area situation, this is the best I can get it. Same thing, it took me a long time to get this, to get to be more or less close to like clean, but it's been stepped on so many times, it's just like basically compressed at this point. It's not horrible, don't get me wrong, it's just that of course you would want to have the brand new carpet, but it's not happening. It's 30 years old, so it's not going to be brand new, but as close as I can get it to be. I cleaned up all the scuff marks, discoloration on plastic, nothing I can do about that. Alright, so that is that, and moving along with the seat. Alright, so 8 hours later, it's about 8 p.m. in the evening already, and the lights come on. I know it's time to go, because automatic lights, when it gets dusk, then it's time to go. Anyway, so I'm more or less happy what's going on here, so I'll make this video, except I'm not happy about the seat belt. Seat belt still needs to have more treatment done to it, because the other seat belt is used and it looks really nice. But nonetheless, before the day gets very dark, the seat is back in place. The high traffic area here, it doesn't really look that bad, to be honest with you. Yes, you can see the outline more or less if you look very closely, but at the end of the day it's gonna get dirty regardless. So you know, it is what it is, because this is where you hit it with your boots, with your shoes, when you enter the car. The carpet came out nice, very happy with the result. Well, of course it's still drying, like right here it's still wet, so I'm gonna obviously leave the car to air out, and it's gonna be fine, just like I did on the other side. All right, so the panel is back in place. Like I said, this is just like the way you're gonna brush the carpet. You brush it one way, it becomes lighter. You brush it the other way, it becomes darker. Yes, because this is gray carpet, this is how it works. This piece is back in, the trim piece back in, because it was off before I put this piece back in place. The seat is all wrapped up here, all the wires are laid out nice. This had to be rewrapped because the insulation was messed up, and now it's all wrapped up, zip tied here. All of that is all you know, oh, I can't even talk. It's been a brutal day. Yeah. All right, so the seat also was cleaned up once more, and it was steamed and sprayed and washed with water and what have you. It's drying up right now as well, but other than that, this is good. The area behind the seat, now here we have discoloration on the plastic. That's how they all are usually. This piece is broken, but that doesn't really bother much, because as long as nobody's gonna put their fingers in there, then it's not a problem. This piece was present, so I put it back. And the carpet behind the seat is also came out very nice, actually. I was surprised that I was very worried about this area right here. Oh, again, it's drying up right now. This is still wet, so once it's gonna dry up, it's gonna become brighter. As you can see on my fingers, you still see water. Well, yeah, all of that doesn't bother, because that's just a quick vacuum. This is from the trees, and the carpets are clear. They're cleaned up already, so it's not a big deal. Just a quick wipe, I mean vacuum, and that's it. Now this is basically where we are. The panel on the bottom is not gonna go in this piece, because the dashboard will have to come out anyway, so I don't want to reinstall it and remove it later anyway. But I did clean them both, and they look good. So yeah, right now it actually does look very inviting. So this is how, if I were to drive a car like this, this is how I would want it to be. Just like nice, clean, you enter, you go. Other than that, just all filthy carpets and dirty panels, and you know, whatever. The seat had the problem, the leather didn't come in today. That is a drawback, yeah. But hopefully tomorrow the leather will come in, so I'll put the cushioning back in. This is after a wash, so I already have the video about the paint potential, so we'll get to the polishing later. So these are the pieces. This is the floor piece, and this is the knee bolster. Well, I guess the knee piece. This came out very nice and clean. It just dried up. It's very bright. And of course the cushions. Well, cushions are cushions. I'm waiting for the leather for this cushion, and I'm just gonna drop them in right now, just to have something to sit on, because you gotta move the car. Yeah, this is becoming a very nice piece. I'm liking it. All right, so for today it will be over. There are a bunch of other things to do, of course. We'll get to that when we get to that, but it's taking shape. It's coming to an end in terms of the interior. The dashboard is the last thing. Somebody might say, well, you know, you should have taken the dashboard out before the carpets are dirty. Yes, I know, but this was unexpected, where evaporator showed a leak. So it was not a plan to remove the dashboard in the first place, and I already started on the carpets, so I figured, okay, fine, I'll just do the seats, carpets, and all that good stuff. Because, well, by the way, the switch is disconnected, so therefore the lights don't come on, because I don't want to have the buzzer on the key to buzz and annoy me. So another thing is that yeah, I started on the carpet, so that the evaporator came up as just an unexpected kind of issue. So yeah, I'll do it anyway. I mean, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just like put some rags over there, and that's about it. Also, the center console will have to come out, so I'm gonna clean up the center console, maybe clean up the wood a little better. But and the dashboard, of course, the whole thing will be getting the treatment, like cleaned up. And also, because I have cushions not secured right now, I'm not doing the dash anyway, because the seats are moving. You sit in a seat, it keeps sliding around. So no, that has to be done. And then once the seats are secured, then I'll get to the dashboard. And yeah, it can be done clean, so it doesn't really matter much in terms of, well, if the interior is clean, you're gonna have the dashboard. Yeah, well, okay, fine. But if the carpets are already cleaned up, so all you have to do, just like with this area, just vacuum over and call it a day. So that's what's gonna happen with the dashboard and all of the good stuff around it. The carpets, once the center console is out, because I will have to bend the carpets, I'll just bend them down one side and the other side the other way, and that's it basically. So I'll just take that out, and it's not the end of the world. So my major concern was cleaning, because cleaning took like a week. This took like a week. Believe it or not, somebody might take it, you know, somebody might say, oh, it'll be quicker, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Yes, one guy removing basically the whole interior dashboard back and clean vacuum like double sometimes, and this floor I did 4 times because it was extremely dirty. So 4 times with different detergents, again, mild ones, not super crazy because I didn't want the discoloration to appear. So the seats completely, well, you know, that's, if you want to do this right, this is what you do. Yeah, so if you just want to just vacuum the carpets and clean them up just on the outside, okay, well, yeah, then it will be quicker. But if you want to do the right thing and clean under, because hydraulic leaks and all that from pistons leaking, that's what you have to do. Plus the seat situations and whatever, well, other videos you can see what I had to go through. The door panels removed, clean, well, whatever. It's just like, this is the right thing, this is the right way of doing things, and that's what was done. And yes, today's Friday. I think I started on Monday, and 5 days. Yeah, that's what it takes. All right, so this is basically the end. I have to do one more clean on the mat. The mat is dirty as hell, and I'm gonna just clean it up, even though it's not going to be you know, it's not gonna remain in the vehicle, it's not gonna be used. So, but for now, since the carpet's clean, I don't want all this dirt to transfer onto the clean carpet. So I would rather have something versus nothing. But in reality, you do want new, clean, brand new floor mats or aftermarket mats, but brand new ones, not that what I just showed you. Here's another addition late at night. Actually, it's about 10:30 at night. I decided to actually go with one pass with the polisher, right? So here's the polisher right here. This is getting dirty, so I'm gonna have to call it quits after I try to do the hood, because I'm already halfway there. So passenger side of the car had been done once over. The hood is extremely dirty. Like, here is the reflection of the light right down there on top. So as you can see, extremely hazy. So at least I want to go one pass just to make it look shiny, whereas on the side of the car, as you can see, it already shines. So we do have decent paint, right? So again, that is the hood. If we go look at the hood, this is bad. This is one pass, and this is original, right? So you can see the difference between the two. Now halos, holograms, as you can see right here, they will be there because I'm not doing second pass, just gonna do one. Oh, hello, Mr. Raccoon. Yeah, how you doing? There goes the guy. All right, Mr. Raccoon is getting his dinner. So anyway, so we're going to go and pass it on. Now I can go very aggressive, although the paint seems to be okay. We are actually about 3.5. See, this is kind of thin to me. 3.4. That's a little bit too thin. I don't like it to be there. I like to be like 4, about 4, so I can go aggressive. So here we got 3.6, 3.8. See, here you can go a little more aggressive, but again, you can't go too aggressive at the edges, because if you do, you're gonna burn the edge usually. No, 4 point something, 3.9, 4 mils. That's what I like. Again, I'm not a detailer, I'm not a professional in this. 3 point, you see, like 3.2. Now of course the 3.3, so the pillar, for example, if I'm gonna hit it too hard, then I'm gonna have problems. You might take the clear coat off. So therefore I'm actually not going too aggressive, because I can be certain 3.7 is still actually okay. But I know this car was detailed many times, it appears. 3.6. And the hood, of course, dirty hood, 4.2, 3.7, 4.4. That's with all the dirt. So the dirt obviously gives us false readout, but 4 mils. The hood I can actually go a little bit more aggressive, 4.6, but that's all this dirt, as you can see on the hood. This is hideous. So 3.7, 4.4. There's no way, if it would have been repainted, right, so there will be so much more in difference. But it feels to me that the hood paint is actually pretty good. But here we got 3.4. So again, I'm gonna go very light, slow speed, and that's how it turns out. So for today, again, this is like a one-off video. I was not about to do this tonight because it's late at night, everybody's sleeping, so I don't want to make a lot of noises. But because the paint, it is what it is, I'm gonna go on a lower speed and I'm gonna at least buff the hood. All right, so buff the hood, and the passenger side is already buffed except for the plastics. Plastics are different, so I'm only doing the metal right now, just the body of the vehicle, the metal parts, no plastics, no you know, no clays, no side skirts, no bumpers, just the body, just the metal. All right, well, I guess right now it's going to be officially the end of the day. And this is Victor at restoringmercedes.com. That's Mr. Raccoon over there. He says hello, and off we go. Thank you for watching.